Today we are going to talk about kefir. I absolutely love kefir. Kefir was one of the first things that I invested in when I decided I needed a change in my life. I was feeling depressed, feeling anxious all the time. I had terrible acne and cysts on my face. I had neck pain. I just all felt like a crummy crumb. Okay, I just absolutely felt terrible. And I mean, who wouldn't with having depression and anxiety alone? But you have this terrible stuff on your face that you feel like everybody is just looking at that and not looking at you. And when you don't have self-love and you have acne on your face, you just think everybody is looking at this acne, they think you're disgusting, like all these things that run through your head, this negative crap that you have when you don't have self-love. So I just needed a change. And so I did go to the dermatologist for my face, and he wanted to put me on a month's worth of antibiotics and another cream, which I went through a ton of creams over the counter at that point. I just wanted more. I wanted more. Something was telling me this isn't the way. My chiropractor for my neck pain was just talking to me about having surgery, and eventually you're going to have surgery, and I'm just prolonging it, like all of these things that you just like, no, like I don't. She told me that I had adrenal fatigue at one time. I was taking some kind of vitamin for adrenal fatigue. Like I didn't want to take even 50 vitamins, I didn't want to have that type of life. I mean, I love vitamins and supplements, and don't get me wrong, I'd rather have like the powder situation, just throw it in my smoothie, but I don't have anything against them. It just wasn't right for me to take 50 different vitamins for this, and this. I wanted to figure out something more that I could do. So with my research, I came across kefir, which I'm so excited that I did. I'm so grateful that I did. And I bought the kefir grains. Now, kefir is kefir is a fermented milk drink. It's a probiotic milk drink. Okay, so you can drink it and you get probiotics. So it's like you buy the yogurt over the counter that is supposed to have the probiotics in it. Okay, that's cool. But yogurt also has a lot of sugar, so that was a no-no for me. I didn't want to do that. So when I came across kefir, I was kind of scared at first to do fermented foods because I didn't know. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't want to kill it, all of these things. So I kind of put kefir on the backbone, on the back burner, so to speak, and I just started taking a probiotic pill. Now I felt some changes, definitely, and I could see a little bit of change in my skin, but it just wasn't enough for me. I just was like, you know what, screw it, I am buying the kefir grains. So I got on the computer and I ordered the kefir grains from kefirlady.com, and I will leave that in the description if you guys wanted to order. Super simple order. You actually get your grains before you pay, so it's actually pretty cool, pretty honest website. So yes, kefir is a fermented milk drink. It has, and I do have a cheat sheet because I want to give you guys the right facts, not just something that's off the top of my head, and I don't want to forget anything either. So I like to write my stuff down, and yeah, I'm cheating. Okay, so kefir has 21 to 30 strains of good bacteria. It has 7 strains of beneficial yeast. It has lactic acid, and it's antimicrobial. It has vitamins D, vitamin E, vitamin K. It has all of the B vitamins. It has calcium, magnesium. It is great for your digestion. It is good for your bones. Some of the beneficial strains of bacteria help to fight the bad bacteria known as E. coli and Salmonella. Where are we at? So, kefir can help to lower your blood pressure. It can help to lower your, cholesterol, fight cancer, reduce allergies. It helps with IBS, Crohn's, and ulcers. It heals leaky gut. It treats candida, which is yeast overgrowth. So if you're getting a lot of yeast infections, ladies, I would definitely start to look at probiotics because you are having major yeast overgrowth, which is candida, or look it up, candida. Blinkage, I don't know what it is. Where did I go off here? Fights cancer, reduces allergies, cures acne and other skin conditions. It may help with lactose intolerance. And you would think that dairy milk kefir has lactose in it, but actually it does not have that much lactose in it. If you ferment it for the full 24 hours, it should barely have any because the kefir grains actually eat the lactose, which is milk sugar, and that's what it eats. So the grains eat it and there is none left in there. There's just great nutrition for you. So that's perfect in probiotics. It strengthens immunity, which we all need immunity. It promotes positive mood and sleep. It's a natural antibiotic. There are so many things that kefir can do for your body. It is unreal. Now you can either drink kefir, just straight drain it, drink it. You can strain it right into your smoothie maker and blend it up in a great, fantastic smoothie, which is what I do. Or you can make recipes with kefir. Like you can make your own mayonnaise, like crazy stuff. You can make kefir cheese, which is kind of like a cream cheese. You can make so many different things. I used to kind of dabble in all of the different recipes when I first started out. Even Donna Schwenk, and I know I botched her name. I really should ask her how to pronounce her name or something. But she has a website, and I believe that it is theculturedlife.com. And I don't know if that is right, but I will leave the right one in the description so you guys can go there if you want to figure out recipes. I think that she sells kefir grains and kombucha mamas as well. So, and she has a whole store. She's awesome with the cultured foods. So, cultured fermented, same thing if you're wondering. So you can get some recipes from her website for the dips and the recipes and stuff like that. If you're into creating recipes, then that is awesome. I'm not really one of those. You can use, now today we are going to do dairy milk and almond milk. I'm going to show you how to do both. But you can also ferment goat milk, sheep milk, and you can also do any nut milk, which is what I'm going to show you, and you will just need some date paste to do nut milks, which is cashew milk or coconut milk or almond milk. Those seem to be the ones that work the best. There is also something called water kefir or coconut water kefir, which you use with just water, coconut water, and sugar, I guess. And I think that you need water grains. And actually today when I was looking on the pamphlet that the kefir lady sends you with the grains, it says on the back, that, which I've never noticed, it says that you can get water grains from her too if you wanted to do that. I need a starter culture, which I believe you can get on Donna's site. She has those powder starter cultures. If you didn't want to do the grains, you just wanted to work with powder packets, then I don't know how to do that either, but I'm sure she has fabulous directions. But we are going to do the real authentic way, which is kefir grains. That's what we're doing today. For both kinds, we're using kefir grains. So kefir is a 24-hour ferment, which means it sits out on your counter for 24 hours until it is done. So you will have fresh kefir daily, which is fabulous. So when you're first starting out, I would only do like a cup of kefir, maybe even a half a cup of kefir a day for you, and then work your way up. I think I eat about 3, maybe 2.5 cups of kefir now, and I have been on that 2.5 cups for maybe 6 months or so. So you can kind of just figure out where you need to be. If you're like more gassy and stuff like that, then you're having too much kefir. If you're having diarrhea, something like that, you got too much kefir going on. So slow it down a little bit and those symptoms will subside, and gradually work your way up, okay? At least I would say to do a cup a day, to get up to a cup a day. And if you think that a cup of kefir a day is great for you, then fantastic. For kids, probably a half a cup a day, maybe a fourth a cup a day, depending on how little they are. Yeah, so kefir has like a sweet tart, it's kind of like sweet tart for almond milk, and then for dairy milk, it's like a sour tart. So more like a Greek yogurt kind of tasting, like a bland, sour. You can flavor your kefir with fruit or honey or vanilla, just any natural flavors that you would want to put in there. Coconut sugar, if you wanted to just spoon it. Now, I make almond milk kefir now because with dairy milk kefir, I was noticing that it was clearing my skin, but I just wasn't feeling like it was doing enough for me. And then I found an article about doing almond milk kefir, because this was the only thing like dairy that I ate. So I was like, well, what if I just stop doing that and then do the almond milk? And I found out date paste and yada, yada, yada. So that's why I'm doing almond milk kefir now. And I love almond milk kefir. My face is clear. I get a few blemishes here and there, but fantastic. I love it. Love, love, love. If you're traveling, okay? If you're traveling, you're a traveler, or you kind of just get tired of doing kefir every day, then you can actually, instead of just outright killing your grains and having to buy more later or something, you can actually put them in a jar like this, cover it, and put it in the fridge for up to 2 weeks. They will stay in just the 1 2-cup serving of milk, and you can go on your vacation and not have to worry about killing your grains. You just might have to wake them up for a day or 2 when you get back. So no big deal. You can travel and have good probiotics at the same time. Okay, so for every 1 cup of milk, you need a heaping teaspoon of grains. That's what I use. So if you're only using 1 cup at first, it's going to probably ferment a little bit quicker because you're only using that 1 cup of milk. I know that the Kefir Lady directions tells you to do more than that, and you'll have so much kefir. Now, if you're gonna use your kefir for recipes and stuff like that, then go ahead and make more. But definitely just consuming for the day, I would only do gradually work yourself up to 1 cup, because you don't want to feel lousy when you're trying to feel good, We'll do dairy milk kefir first, actually, because that one is a little bit, so I'm just going to kind of set this aside here. And this is our dairy milk kefir. And this is actually over fermented. So it is over fermented, and you can see that it is separating into curds and whey because I had it go for a little bit longer so I could have it for this video. So most of the time I would have done it like last night. So you won't absolutely kill them if you over ferment, but this is going to be like really sour if somebody eats this. Right now I'm just growing kefir grains, and that's why I have dairy milk kefir. My mom brought me some grains, and that is why I had these, and I'm growing some more grains. So just when you are first starting out with your kefir, you want to stir it up, okay? Just stir up your kefir. That's the first thing you do. Okay, so the first thing that you have to do with dairy milk kefir is get a jar, okay? And you will need a jar. You will need dairy milk or goat milk, sheep milk. I have never seen sheep milk. But, and you will need a plastic strainer, and you will need a plastic spoon. And you will also need a bowl, another jar, right into your smoothie, so your blender, whatever you're doing, you can just put the right on it, okay? So we're using a bowl for video purposes here, because normally I would just dump this right down the sink because I don't drink it. But okay, so we have grains in this milk from yesterday, and we want to put the grains in here, and we want to strain. So what we are going to do is we stirred it up, and then we're just gonna pour it over the strainer into the bowl. And it's splashing everywhere. Make sure that we get everything out. And then we're just kind of move the spoon around so you can get all the milk out of all of the kefir out of the strainer and just have the grains left. So you just keep doing this until there's no more milk. And kefir grains grow. They probably double in size every 10 days in regular milk. So you will have, more than enough kefir grains if you're doing dairy milk or goat's milk, something like that. I'm pretty sure that they come from goats. I should have looked that up, but I'm pretty sure they do. Okay, so I'm pretty sure these grains are insanely growing. Oh my gosh, we're gonna have so many grains. My aunt put all of these grains in this Tupperware and froze it, which if you guys want to know how to do that, I will definitely make a video on that. You'll just have to let me know. And she froze them, and then my mom brought them to me, and let me see for video purposes. Can you see? Those are kefir grains right there. Absolutely fabulous. Yes. And here is the kefir. And that is all strained. So then we're just going to take our spoon and we are going to, and this is probably way more kefir grains than you need for this much milk. I'm just going to put them all in here for today. I could definitely separate this into probably 3 jars. So, yikes, that's a lot of grains. Okay, we're going to have to start freezing some. Okay, and we just kind of give it a little gentle stir with the grains in there. And then we have our kefir that we're going to consume. And then we have our kefir ready, or our milk with the grains in it, ready to ferment. And we just set this aside. I put mine up in the cupboard for the day, and bam, it's out of the way. It's not on the counter anywhere or anything like that because I already have the tea taking up the counter. But it is out of the way. Absolutely fabulous. Now you can use a coffee filter for the cover of kefir. But it can get contaminated, I read somewhere. So A plastic lid is the absolute best with your jars. Okay, so now we're going to do almond milk kefir, and normally I strain this right into my blender, but for video purposes, we are going to do it right like this. And the first thing that you want to do with almond milk kefir, make sure you guys can see, is take your date paste, which is just how you make date paste is you soak the dates, or you pit the dates, and then you soak the dates overnight in purified water, just level deep, just so they're all soaking, and then you just blend them up the next morning. Bam, you got some date paste, which I will show you. This is date paste, and this is probably way too much date paste. We only need like a teaspoon. Give them a heaping teaspoon. That's what we'll use. And you just put it right in your almond milk or any other nut milk that you're using, and you stir it. Make sure it is all good in there. We want it to be pretty even in there, all stirred up. Okay, so now our almond milk is ready for our kefir grains. And we just stir up the kefir, which almond milk definitely separates a lot. And that's okay, because it is good. And this one is actually fizzy. And almond milk kefir is actually really, really runny. And we just do the same process as we do for dairy milk. And that is just dump the grains in the strainer. Like I said, normally I do this right into my blender, so it's ready for my smoothie. I'm actually starving right now because I haven't had my smoothie yet. And it is 11 o'clock. Woo! I was waiting for the house to be cleared before I made my video because it, yeah, I like to just do my videos all alone. Okay, so, let me show you, actually. So, in almond milk, kefir grains do not grow, but they do live. So, you can, I don't know how long I've had these actual ones, but you can, they definitely will live for a while. You'll just have to keep re-upping your grains, and that's why I like to freeze them. So this is what the almond milk kefir grains look like. They're exactly the same grains as for the dairy milk, but they kind of look a little different. You can see that the date paste is on there and everything. Yeah, so that is what they look like. Now we are going to, and then you can definitely tell that almond milk is definitely runnier. So, all right, now we're just gonna put in our grains, and this is what I have, and it does 2 cups of milk. And that, okay, so actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pour just a little bit of almond milk back in, just because it's winter and it gives it a little bit more of a oomph to start fermenting, even though I really don't think it needs it because these grains are actually pretty good. And that's it. And these are grains that I had right in my freezer. That I had to wake up, which I will show you. I'll show you how to freeze them, and then I don't know if I will show you how to unfreeze them at some point, but I will show you how to freeze them because I'm going to have to do that real quick with those other dairy grains. The dairy milk, those grains are starting to get huge, so I'm definitely going to have to break them up and freeze them. And then this is ready to go in my cupboard for 24 hours, and then I use it tomorrow morning with my smoothie. And you can tell the difference. I have 2 almond milk kefirs actually because This is how much we drank. But you can tell this is fermented and this is not fermented. So you can tell the difference. Absolutely, for sure, you can tell the difference. Now with dairy milk kefir, it actually stays looking about the same unless you over fermented it. Then it looks like it did in the beginning of the video. But if it's not over fermented, it's just kind of thicker, kind of like a yogurt when you put your spoon in, and then you know that it's done. If it's still kind of runny after 24 hours, maybe you should check your grains, not really working, or it's too cold in your house. Now, if it separates before 24 hours, then it might be getting a little too warm, but don't worry, it's not going to be terrible or anything like that. Put a little more honey in it if you drink, if you're drinking it just by itself or whatnot. So that is all that I have today. I hope I didn't miss anything. I will leave those things in the description like I said. Subscribe, like, comment. Please comment. I would love to know what you guys are thinking. Tell me what videos that you would want tell me what you want to learn about. I will definitely show you. I want this to be an informational channel. I love information. It is absolutely fabulous. So I am all about bettering our life and our bodies here, and our minds, of course. So thank you very much for watching this video. Have a great day.